YouTube. Let's make sure the sound is working. I'm going to turn this sound off. It's working and everything is as it usually is during one of my streams. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hello. I hope you are well. I am Julie. I am here as the Social Work Expat, and it is Sunday brunch. Virtual Sunday brunch. I went to actual brunch with my children. We had a great time, and the food was pretty good, even though my son only had one plate of food, not even a full plate, like half a plate of food. But the time together was nice. And that is one of the main reasons to go to brunch anytime. And so, mission accomplished. I am here as the Social Work Expat. I have been streaming myself, learning about AI, and also talking about just life stuff in general. I hope you all are having a fantastic week, or the beginning of your week, or the end of your week, depending on what part of the world and what calendar you follow. I'm going to talk about the perfume I have on today. The whole purpose of brunch is for a little bit of fun and to have a good time, and also to run your mouth a little bit. As I told my stalwart brunch partner, hey, running my mouth one day, I said that brunch is just a socially acceptable way to day drink. That's not why I go to brunch. That's not why I'm doing this virtual brunch. I go to brunch because I like spending time with people and I also really like food. What better way to combine those two things? And I enjoy talking and telling stories that might help someone else. I am a social worker by education and profession. I practiced actively in the field for 7 years in South Carolina. No, I live in South Carolina, in Connecticut. When my family and I moved to South Carolina, I stopped actively practicing in direct practice because the work that I did is a little bit hazardous to life and limb in a state where people really like their guns. So I am an executive assistant. Before I was a social worker, I was a legal assistant, a legal secretary, and I have been a program manager, program coordinator, policy analyst, anything that you can think of in kind of a corporate higher education or healthcare setting, I have done to put a roof over our heads and food on the table. I love social work, but it does not pay well. And I had a family to support, and I use my social work skills every single day, but I just get paid more money to do it. All right, I'm going to run my mouth about what fragrance I have on today. So today, I am like loving the fragrance combination that I have. The first layer is a Dua fragrance. This is Dua's From the Ashes, and this is a rendition of a discontinued celebrity fragrance, Keith Urban's Phoenix. having worn this for the past few days, and they send it in a very nice box. I don't know if the box looks different this year. I think I bought this last year and finally used it this week. Um, this reminds me a lot of the 1 million elixir that I wear every day and love. But for some reason, this past week, I was getting super tired of wearing very, very sweet fragrances. And come to find out, I have a lot of sweet fragrances. So it was hard for me to find something that didn't have kind of a sweet, dry down, or undertone throughout. From the Ashes fit that bill. There is in the note breakdown, there is no tobacco because I can't really wear tobacco fragrances, but the combination of notes gives it a little bit of a tobacco smell, but not so much that it's overpowering and bothers me, which I am happy about. It I liked it. I liked how it smelled. The first day I wore it by itself, and then I started thinking once it wasn't overly sweet on my skin, that this would be a fantastic combination. It is From the Ashes by Dua, and then this is Chopard Casimir. And this is such a, I feel like, underrated fragrance. It is sweet, but not too sweet. It is a very feminine, fruity, peach forward scent with peach and vanilla being at the forefront. Mixing or layering these two together, I feel like I smell like cobbler, but not overly sweet. So I'm having a great time with my fragrance, if anybody cares. So this is what the box looks like. If anybody cares, this is Chopard Casimir and Dua From the Ashes. Really great combination. If you like fragrances and you like to layer fragrances, highly recommend that particular um, combination. It has been raining since last night. I think it finally stopped a little bit, but I can hear my throat being a little scratchy. Excuse the scratchy throat. What craft am I going to work on today? So I think I showed this in another, I'll put it on my wrist because that's where it's going to go. I think I showed this in another brunch, and I've been trying to replicate the style of a necklace and bracelet set that I bought from the Big E many years ago before we moved to South Carolina. And I think I have the system down. This is the bracelet, and I watched a video online. I had watched a few video online last week about how to use stones and how to drill holes in stones. And I'm going to use a marble as the closure, and I just need to drill the hole in the marble. I'm not going to do that on camera. That would require too much concentration. It's already walking and chewing gum for me. So what I'm going to do, this was the first test, the bracelet. I am going to measure out the wire. I had to buy more, and the this is the hematite coating copper wire, 18 gauge. Nope, 24 gauge. I've had this one for years, and the color in stores doesn't match the one that I had from years ago. I had to order this online. It finally came. I'm going to measure out the 13 strands that I need in order to make a necklace to match the bracelet. And I will do that while I run my mouth. I will also say that I did not say this as I introduced myself. I practiced as a social worker most recently, within the past almost 6 months now. I have been teaching myself applied AI, and right now I am the only professional social worker who is certified by Berkeley Law's AI Institute. My goal is to teach as many people as possible about artificial intelligence tools and also about what is possible using these tools that have been in existence. I'm moving myself over to another part of the screen so the QR code can be seen. Okay. What is possible using artificial intelligence tools to make money and to improve our lives? Even though it hasn't even been 6 months yet, I feel like my life has significantly improved since I have learned how to start using AI tools. The main things that I have used so far are AI chatbots, and last week I answered one of my friend's questions about voice cloning or synthetic voice AI tools and which one was the best one. I do have a friend who asked a question about project management AI tools, and that is what I will work on after this first story. I like to tell stories, and I'm going to get into the first one. I did put here on the screen that I am offering virtual assistant services. I have over 20 years of experience working in various corporate environments, higher education, the legal field, and healthcare. I most recently work in a small business and have learned a lot about entrepreneurship and the baby corporate world working in this position. I would love to be able to help you further your business. If you have tasks that you would like to delegate, please feel free to reach out to me. This is my QR code and my Fiverr web address. Now I'm going to do what I just love, which is having just my face on camera. Love it. Favorite thing in the world. This is sarcasm. Anybody who knows me knows it's sarcasm. But if you don't know me, and this is your first time tuning in, I do this because someone out there needs to know that AI can change your life, that you actually can change your life. These are just tools. You can change your life. My story, my question to start that story is, who is benefiting from the story that you are telling yourself? Now I'll ask that again. Who is benefiting from the story that you are telling yourself? I sincerely hope that it is you who is benefiting from the story that you're telling yourself. Sometimes we um, inherit stories about who we are, who groups that we are affiliated with are, and We take those inherited stories and we believe that that is the truth of us. When in reality, we are a collection of stories and we get to choose what we believe about ourselves. We get to choose the story that we tell ourselves about ourselves. I am hopeful that it's a good story. I am going to talk about and try to find. Oh, look, I get to be off of the camera. I am going to try to find the news story of a story I saw on LinkedIn like last night or the night before. I took a screenshot, but it's on my phone. I'm looking at my phone right now. And let me see if I can find this lady's name. Oh, maybe it was Friday. Oh, that's a good story, but I'm not going to talk about that one yet. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Maybe I saved it. I must have saved it. All right. I am going to do a regular Google search. It's not Google. It's a Firefox DuckDuckGo search. I'm going to do a regular search and then I will ask Bard. Um, I think it was in Business Insider, and it's a former Meta, a DEI officer who pled guilty to fraud. All right, this is it. Here it is in Business Insider. Okay, I will explain why I'm bringing this up in a moment, but this is a Business Insider article, and it reads, former head of Facebook DEI efforts, Barbara Furlow Smiles, admits she embezzled $4 million from the company. And this young lady, she might not be that young, but she looks young. And these are the bullet points. An ex-diversity, equity, and inclusion strategist at Facebook has pleaded guilty to embezzling millions from the company. Barbara Furlow Smiles ran DEI initiatives at Facebook from 2017 to 2021, according to prosecutors. Federal prosecutors say she recruited former interns, babysitters, and a hairstylist for her kickback scheme. So, what I notice here as someone who went to school for communications and took a journalism course while I was doing the National Student Exchange at Hunter College, I'm going to dissect this a little bit and go to the story about who was benefiting from the story you are telling yourself. It says a former top diversity, equity, and inclusion manager at Facebook has pleaded guilty to embezzling millions from the social media company as part of a sprawling kickback scheme, federal prosecutors announced this week. It says Barbara Furlow Smiles led DEI initiatives at Facebook, now called Meta, from 2017 to 2021, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Georgia. Furlow Smiles diverted more than $4 million from Facebook by linking payment apps to her Facebook credit card and paying out charges to fake vendors, the U.S. Attorney said in a press release on Tuesday. She, quote, knowingly devised and intended to devise a scheme and artifice to defraud Facebook, ellipses, and to obtain money and property by means of materially false and fraudulent pretenses, representations, and promises, and by omission of material facts, end quote, prosecutors said in court documents viewed by Business Insider. She'd submit the charges as false expense reports, then have the quote vendors, end quote, give her the money in cash or by transferring funds to her husband's account. Quote, associates paid cash kickbacks in person and by Federal Express or mail, sometimes wrapping the cash in other items such as t-shirts, end quote, the attorneys said in their press release. Quote, we are cooperating with law enforcement on the case regarding this former program manager, and we will continue to do so, end quote, a Meta spokesperson said in an email to Business Insider. Furlough Smiles' attorney did not respond to a request for comment. Prosecutors said in court documents that Furlough Smiles used her position at Facebook to bring in vendors who were owned by friends and associates. Once Facebook signed off to onboarding them, Furlough Smiles would inflate the expense reports to make extra money. She had the vendors send back to her, prosecutors said. Quote, in these reports, she falsely claimed that her associates or their businesses provided goods and services to Facebook for various programs and events when in fact they had not, end quote, prosecutors said. Among those involved in her scheme were relatives, friends, former interns from a previous job, quote, nannies and babysitters, end quote, a hairstylist, and her college tutor, prosecutors said. Furloughs Miles used fraud to pay $10,000 to an artist for specialty portraits and more than $18,000 for preschool tuition. Quote, this defendant abused a position of trust as a global diversity executive for Facebook to defraud the company of millions of dollars, ignoring the insidious consequences of undermining the importance of her DEI mission, end quote, said U.S. Attorney Ryan K. Buchanan. Quote, motivated by greed, she used her time to orchestrate an elaborate criminal scheme in which fraudulent vendors paid her kickbacks in cash. She even involved relatives, friends, and other associates in her crimes, all to fund a lavish lifestyle through fraud rather than hard and honest work, end quote. Furlough Smiles is scheduled to be sentenced in March 2024, prosecutors said. Okay, why am I even looking at this? There's a couple of reasons. One reason is that the pendulum has swung. It's been swinging back. It's been swinging for months. It's probably been, I want to say 18 months. But the pendulum for diversity, equity, inclusion positions in corporate arenas in the United States, the door is about to close. This is not the first time, and it may not be the last time that the feelings of guilt that certain populations have or willingness to offer positions to people who are highly qualified and have worked incredibly hard to offer them executive level positions in a fraught political, very temporary position such as DEI, which is going away. We are seeing the outcome of this in this headline. It may not look like it, but we are. One, DEI or diversity, equity, and inclusion was mentioned more times in this article, I want to say, than Facebook was mentioned, and almost more times than Ms. Furlow Smiles' name was mentioned. News stories are crafted in such a way that even though we do not think that there is importance in how they are put together, what is put forward to us in these media offerings and how they're put forward to us make a difference. I am not advocating for these crimes. I am not advocating for wrongdoing in any way. I will say that in all of the jobs that I've had, including the jobs that I've had in the legal field and in higher education, I have come to the conclusion that there is a little saying, what is, hold on, aha, I'm trying to look at this because the window's not working. I'm going to put it back like this. So the saying goes, this is my little saying, rules for thee, not for me. I have seen in too many instances that we Black folks get caught up thinking that the shenanigans that other people can do, that we can do as well, because we are in the same circles or we are in the same rooms and we see how they move. So we are like, oh, these are the rules. Oh, it's cool to do that. So then we do it too. But another saying that my dad used to like to say, monkey see, monkey do, monkey get in trouble too. But take off the two. I have seen, unfortunately, many other people commit, at best, unethical things and at worst, illegal things and get away with it. We as a group are always scrutinized, and especially when we are in high profile positions, politically fraught positions, and positions that some people are resentful that we have. We will be scrutinized, and everything that we do will be scrutinized. Is that right? No. Is that reality? Yes. And then to think that we are going to get away with things that other people do is a detriment to us individually, and because we are seen as a monolith in this country, as a group as well. There's another lesson in Ms. Furlow Smiles' story. Who is benefiting from the story that we are telling ourselves? So, especially if this is the Atlanta area, but anywhere in the country, once we get past a certain point of middle class life, when we start moving to the upper middle class and into new rich, a lot of times there are expectations of, well, you don't look like you're rich or you don't act like you have money. There is a, I don't have one here. Let me see. I have this. This doesn't match, so um don't pay any mind to the fact that this cardigan doesn't match. But let's say that is this cardigan right here is upper middle class life. We'll just say it that. And once we get a particular job title, once we get a particular degree, once we get the if I have this, then I will get that. Once we get we as people then put on like a cloak. We put on the mantle. Oh, that feels real nice. I'm kind of cold. We put on the mantle of that role and we start to embody what we believe and we've been taught and what society expects for us to embody when we put on that role. And I feel like, oh, well, Meta pays good money. Even though they pay, and it's been in the news, they pay their non majority in IT staff less. It's still good money, especially compared to what other people in other industries make. So it's like, well, now I'm making up a number. I can ask Bard, but it's not necessary. Now you're making $250,000 a year with what? 170 shares stock options for Meta? There's a lifestyle that has to be mentally, we tell ourselves, has to be maintained with that kind of status role. Well, certain money doesn't go as far as we would expect, especially buying a house that is super expensive, sending one or more children to private school, super expensive. These cars are super expensive. Um, I was in Aldi the other day and was shocked that a gallon of milk, no, orange juice, I don't drink milk, a gallon of orange juice was $6.55. Here in South Carolina, that's not even in a major metropolitan area. The pressure to keep up appearances can eat away at someone. So I ask once again, and then I'm going to stop this story. Who is benefiting from the story that you are telling yourself? Oh, I have to do this because my position in society says that I have to do this. If we get eaten away at because of a position, and I grew up Pentecostal, so there's a verse in the Bible that says that if your hand or eye would cause you to lose the kingdom, it would be better to get rid of your hand or your eye. Sometimes the role, using the cardigan, needs to be gotten rid of so that we personally can benefit from the story that we tell ourselves. And when I saw that story on LinkedIn, I thought several things, and I just talked about those several things, but the pressure to maintain appearances can cause untold harm to us as people and can cause so much psychic pain that we can also wind up having physical pain trying to hold on to a role that we never set for ourselves. It's a role that we get from society or that we put on ourselves because we feel like we have to keep up appearances. Okay, now I am done with that story and I'm going to go back to, let me close that. I'm going to go back to Chrome actually. I'm going to use Bard, and I am also probably going to use ChatGPT's paid version to answer my friend's AI question. If you have any business support that you would like, if you need a virtual assistant, I have over 20 years experience and I would be happy to help you with any of your administrative support needs, including Canva, transcription, document generation. I am happy to help. You can find me on Fiverr, and I will be here on Sundays as well. All right, so my friend asked about project management AI tools. I know of one tool, but I want to see if there are other choices available and how much they cost and whether they have the same features. This is something that I asked about for AI voice cloning tools last week, and let's see what I can come up with for the prompt today. I am interested in AI tools for project management. Please tell me about 5 AI tools, 5 AI project management tools. Okay, please tell me about 5 AI project management tools, including their features and pricing structure. Please include Zapier, that's the one that I know of, in this list of 5. Um, I'm not going to give a format request because I found out that Bard, if you ask for something to be put in a table, Bard is not going to check it. And also, if you ask for code, Bard is not going to check it. And what do I mean by check? So it's not going to, right down here, and I'll read these. Right down here at the end of a response, you can click this G, the icon, and double check the response for web links to the information that Bard gives. Bard is Google's AI chatbot. If you haven't seen Bard before, it is currently free, but especially since Gemini, which is Google's updated large learning model, has been integrated into Bard, who knows how long it's going to be free. But if I double check right here, anything that has green highlighting, if I click on it, it will show a web address. If there is a web address out there that will corroborate what Bard is saying. These are green, right? These are green, green, nothing green on Zapier, right? And then anything that is, I have it in dark mode, but is kind of brown or red, there is no backup web page that will corroborate this or will tell whether this is accurate information or not. That's important because if you've seen any of my other streams, Bard is like an evil genie. Bard will give you an answer, but sometimes the answer is made up, and that's not cool, but it just is what it is. Now, here we have 5 AI project management tools with Zapier integration. I did not ask for Zapier integration, so I actually am going to reword my initial prompt. Okay, thank you. I'm going to say, please revise your response. I do not need Zapier integration information. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it's probably giving me the exact same 5. Let's see. It looks like it finished. It did finish. And we have, in this first go round, it gave us, so Bard gave us Ianza, Forecast, Trello, ClickUp, Zapier. Okay. And in this revised response, we have Ianza, Forecast, Trello, ClickUp, and Monday.com. Okay, so that gives us 6. I'm going to use this revised response, and I will also say that if you have Microsoft Teams, if you have access to Microsoft Teams, and we are looking at Trello, for instance, Microsoft Teams has some of these features. And if you are looking to save money and you are already paying for Microsoft Office 365 or whatever they're calling it these days, these options, especially if they're not free, might be a moot point. But if you are not using Microsoft Office 365, let's see what these AI project management tools have to offer. Okay, we have Ianza, and the features are automated resource scheduling and budgeting, risk prediction and mitigation with proactive alerts, AI-powered search and filtering for efficient information retrieval, project health insights with real-time performance tracking, and the AI capabilities are that it leverages machine learning to analyze historical data, predict bottlenecks, suggest preventive actions, and optimize resource allocation. I'm not going to read the pricing because once I see what these choices are and their features and double check, because Monday.com was not in the first response, I'm going to ask for Bard to provide all of this in table format. Okay. Number two is forecast. And the features for forecast are predictive scheduling and automated task dependencies, real-time project tracking with visual dashboards, resource optimization based on workload and availability, advanced data visualization tools for informed decision making. Forecast AI capabilities include core functionality is powered by AI. It's predicting project timelines, it suggests task priorities, and automatically adjusts workloads based on real-time data. Okay. I don't see budgeting, and Ayanza mentioned budgeting. The third choice that Bard provided is Trello. Trello's features include Kanban boards for visual task management and workflow control, customized automation tools for repetitive tasks, team collaboration tools, mobile apps for on-the-go access and updates. Trello sounds a lot like what's available in Microsoft. The AI capabilities are recently introduced AI features like Butler for task automation, suggestion boards for prioritization, and insights on potential roadblocks. Okay. ClickUp is the fourth. It's ClickUp. And the features for ClickUp are highly customizable dashboards for information organization, task management with checklists, comments, and file attachments, collaboration tools like mind maps, wikis, and chat, and built-in document editing and time tracking functions. The time tracking function might be really helpful, and I haven't read any of the other choices having that. ClickUp's AI capabilities. It has ClickUp AI Assistant, which helps with task delegation, project scheduling, and risk identification. It also offers automated reminders and custom insights. Okay. The fifth tool on this list is Monday.com. The features are flexible and customizable workspaces for various project types, automated workflows and notifications for streamlined communication, advanced visual data visualization tools with reports and dashboards, and integration with various third-party apps and services. The AI capabilities for Monday.com are AI-powered automation features, which include automatic project initiation, task suggestions, and data analysis for informed decision making. That's the 5 from this response. I'm going to go up to the first question response and look at Zapier. Zapier features are it connects thousands of applications through automated workflows, triggers, actions based on specific events, integrates data from different platforms, and eliminates manual data entry. Zapier's AI capabilities, it says Zapier recently started incorporating AI elements like smart task routing and anomaly detection to optimize workflows and improve data accuracy. Down at the bottom, I'm skipping pricing. It says self-integration. It says while not a project management tool itself, Zapier acts as a central hub for connecting your existing tools and automating project-related tasks across different platforms. Okay, so my friend did not ask about a hub. She asked about project management, AI tools. We're going to go right back down to this list of 5. And I would like this to be in a table format. So I'm going to say thank you. Please before I do that, let's check to make sure the genie is giving us real information. Sometimes Bard has the tendency to not quite tell us truthful information. All right, what do we have here? It's a lot of red. That's a lot of red. Okay. For Ianza, we got green up in the first response. Forecast doesn't have any green. Trello does, so Trello has mobile apps. ClickUp has some green, so that's good. And Monday.com has no green. Right now, all of these will need to be verified, and really and truly, everything that we do using AI chatbots, we trust, but we verify. So everything that every response that we get from AI chatbots, especially Bard and also OpenAI, needs to be checked for accuracy. And that means that as much as the world would like to think that human intervention is no longer needed, we're not at that point. We definitely need human intervention in our work. All right, now I'm going to ask Bard to format this last response. Please format your last response into a table format. So please format your last response into a table. And we wait to see what Bard will do. One of the good things about Bard is that it is integrated with other Google products. Oh, good looking out, Bard. Bard went one step farther and provided the web address. I love that. That's fantastic. But this table right here at the bottom right of this response, I can just click export to Sheets. And because this is integrated with Google, that response is exported to Google Sheets. And I have it outside of the chatbot. That is important if at some point you want to clear out your cache of chats with Bard, I could just delete this entire conversation and still have the outcome that I wanted, which was this list of 5 AI tools. Now, here in the table, this is what I wanted to know about: pricing. And for Ianza, we're looking at $28 per month per user. For Forecast, we are looking at $49 per month per user. Trello has a free version and paid plans at $9.99 per month per user. ClickUp also has a free plan, and their paid plan is $5 per month per user. Based on what Bard is saying, we would definitely have to double check. And finally, Monday.com is $8 per month per user, and it says there are tiered plans with advanced features available. This is a very helpful. Um, I am not familiar with all project management software, and I have done project management work in the past, but I am not certified as a project manager. So I know how I work, but that might not be industry standard for project management. Based on the way that I work, I would choose either Trello or ClickUp to start, but I also feel as though the company you are with and your needs should determine whether any of these 5 AI project management tools would be helpful. All right. I'm going to put the brunch picture back up. And I'm looking at the brunch picture. I'm going to point out all everything that is on this brunch thumbnail had an AI component to it, from using Canva, because Canva has AI built into it now, to the open art QR code, to my lovely brunch friends down in the corner. That is an AI text to image. I believe I chose, that was either DALL-E 3 through ChatGPT, or it was Playground AI. And I want to say that this picture came from Playground AI. To the telephone in the other corner, that was definitely done using DALL-E 3 through ChatGPT. I'm very new at the AI text to image, but it's fun. If you can't draw like I can't, I can draw stick figures, but I don't have to bother my artist friends to draw things for me anymore. I can conceptualize something. I can even make a stick figure, or my rudimentary work, 4th grade level art ability, visual art ability. I can draw something and have one of the AI chatbots help me refine what I drew, which is amazing to me. Project management software. There is an AI development that I have to put myself back on camera for. Hold on one second. Just a clicking away. Here we go. All right, I have to put myself back on camera for this. If you have been waiting for ChatGPT Plus to open back up so that you can get access to the subscription for individuals, ChatGPT Plus has opened back up. I saw that in one of my newsletters on Thursday. If you are waiting, wait no longer. Go and get your ChatGPT Plus account if you feel like it's worth it. Next month will be my 6-month mark using applied AI, using AI tools, and I plan to review what I have learned and also the changes that I have seen in ChatGPT. That is coming in about 2 weeks. Go get it, especially if you want to do image work, go get it. I'm trying to see if I have any other questions. No questions. If you have questions about using AI in your business or using AI in general, please feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to answer questions. And if you want me to answer your question on the air and work out some of the options that are available, I'm happy to do that. If you have AI questions that you would like me to answer privately, for instance, you want to improve your workflow and need a little bit of help navigating some of the AI options, feel free to reach out to me and we can set up a consultation privately. If you have general questions, I am happy to answer those as well. And I'm looking at my list because this might be over sooner. This might be over sooner than I thought. And because I'm running my mouth and cannot walk and chew gum at the same time, I have measured no wire. It's all still just in a circle here. So I'm going to tell another story, which is always fun. It's fun for me. I love stories. So I'm going to talk about, if this is not going to work right, there we go. I'm actually going to talk about the fact that there is a genius inside of all of us. We all have gifts, talents, capabilities, and exceptionalities that are not always captured in the public school arena and sometimes not celebrated in our communities or in the homes that we grew up in. But there is a genius inside of you. There's a genius inside of me. And sometimes we just need a little bit of help to bring out that genius. And sometimes we just need a change in perspective. And that's where this story comes in. You might have already heard it, but I really love the lesson in this story. Have you ever wondered why elephants that are at a lot of these elephant riding places or that used to be kept in circuses didn't just run amok? Like that they didn't trample the person who was their handler, that they didn't just leave and go somewhere else? Did you ever wonder why an elephant, which is hugely so many more times bigger than our small little human bodies, would do what we want as a human? It's because the best way to get an elephant not to leave is to get them when they're little. Put a chain on their leg. And so you'll see these little baby elephants, and they'll have what looks like on a baby elephant just like a huge, strong chain on its leg. And what winds up happening is that the elephant gets in its mind, so much bigger of a brain than ours, gets in its mind, no matter how much I try to fight against having this chain on me, I can't get away. And the elephant then decides It's no use to fight anymore, so I am going to stay here and deal. Sometimes we all just need a little bit of help changing our minds and seeing that we have outgrown the chain that held us in a place, or the chain that held our genius away from us and away from other people who would really love to experience the genius that we have inside of us. Sometimes we need a little help. That help can come in the form of other people, and it also can come from AI. There is a genius inside you, and AI and other people can help you bring it out. Now, I am going to say that if you are looking for someone to help you with delegation of tasks and you want to focus on developing your genius, but not necessarily doing all of the grunt work, because I did a happy Thanksgiving message and it took me, how long was that? Uh-oh, my loom light went out. That's okay. It took me, how long? 3 hours. It took me 3 hours to edit that video. Sometimes, as a busy person, you don't have 3 hours to edit like one video. It's a minute and 2 seconds long. I should have cut it down to 50 seconds so that then it would have been a short, but I just wanted to get it finished. Delegate that. You need long videos cut down. Delegate that. You need transcription of your research project, your focus group work, your podcast. Delegate that. And I am providing virtual assistant services, but I'm not the only one. You can find somebody who fits your aesthetic. You can find somebody who you know, enjoy working with. Most of the people who I've ever worked with have enjoyed working with me, but that doesn't mean that it has to be me. If you would like to work with me, I am happy to have a conversation. My Fiverr link is on screen, along with a QR code to my Fiverr as well. And I would love to chat with you about what you might need so that you can focus on developing the genius that's inside you. I am going to say, for the people who just are here to hear chat and you don't necessarily want to get into the nitty gritty of nerd stuff, it's about to be a lot of nerd stuff. This last thing that I am working on is for data and AI. I will say to anybody who is here just for the chat, it's been wonderful to have you. And if nobody has told you today, you look fabulous. You smell even better. I hope that you have eaten some of your favorite foods today, that you have experienced some self-care, some pampering, and if no one else has told you this week, that idea you had, that idea that you shared during that work meeting, it was a good idea. And I heard you If nobody else heard you, I heard you. You're doing great. Thank you for taking the ride with me today. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Next Sunday, it'll be 2:15 again, and it will be Christmas Eve. I look forward to seeing you next time. I am going to sign off, but I'm not leaving. I'm staying on and I'm doing more nerd stuff because I love nerd stuff. And I'm going to be talking about using AI for data analytics. All right. I'm going to take a teeny tiny little break so I can drink some water. I will be right back. ChatGPT Plus, ChatGPT 4 for data analysis. Hold on, I need to turn this off one more time. All right, now I'm going to put the sound back on. The camera really does not like what I've been doing. I'm going to have to stand up one more time. All right. All of this AI work started when I decided I was going to do the Google Data Analytics Certificate through Coursera. I started that last December, finished it in May of this year, and things have gotten a little bit, things have gone a different way than I thought they would. But for data analytics purposes, I want to try out ChatGPT 4's capability for analyzing data. And this is like a rudimentary project, very quick. And I think what I'm going to ask is for information on the Time 100. Um, the Time 100 is a list of the 100 people Time magazine considers the most influential in mainstream culture for a given year. Um, I'm going to say I would like information on the Time 100. Has the 2024 Time 100 list been released? I can ask this of ChatGPT 4 because it searches the internet using Bing. It looks like the Time 100 for 2024 has not been released. So let's see what we can find for 2023's Time 100. Okay, I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to get into this in January, but I will interject here and say that one of the changes for ChatGPT Plus that I've noticed since July is you only get 40 questions or 40 messages in a 3-hour period now. That was not the case before. They've started capping and limiting the number of interactions that you can have in a 3-hour period. So I will try to be as concise as possible with asking these questions. So thank you. Please, please tell me where I can find the list of the Time 100, hold on, the 2023 Time 100. Let's see what happens. Also, it says you can find the list of the 2023 Time 100, which features the 100 most influential people of the year on the official Time magazine website. The list is organized annually by Time magazine and includes a diverse range of influential figures from various sectors such as entertainment, politics, business, and more. To view the complete list and read about each individual, please visit the Time magazine website or look for their special issue dedicated to the Time 100 of 2023. Okay, thanks, ChatGPT. I would like to see what Bard has to say about this. So I'm going to move over to Bard. And now that I'm figuring out what OBS is going to do, I know that my video is going to be stuck. What fun. Yeah, that's big fun. So we're back with that. And Bard is still open right here. And I'm going to mention to Bard that I want to talk about a different subject now. Okay, thank you. I would like information on the 2023 Time 100. Can you help me with that? All right. So let's see with an open-ended question what Bard, which is Google's AI chatbot, can tell me about the time 100. Okay. It's like, I'm not telling you anything. So, hello, Kitty. So, Bard is like, absolutely, I can tell you about the 2023 Time 100. Which aspect are you most interested in? Would you like to know who made the list? What are the categories? What are the criteria for selection? Where can I read more about the list? Because it says it can give me a link to the official Time 100 website and news articles. Okay, that's great. I would love to know if there's a data set. That's actually what I want to know. So, I am going to tell Bard exactly what I'm looking for. I have a feeling that a data set does not exist for the Time 100 because I asked this question once before, just not on camera. That's great. Thanks. I'm There's a cat in my lap now, so I'm getting stabbed a little bit. I'm getting kneaded on. She's making biscuits on me. All right. I'm actually interested in whether there is a data set with the list and the categories is a data set available with the list and the categories. Okay. With the list of people, if I can spell people, the sector the individual people are in, individual, and the categories like the categories time gave them, time provided. Okay. Is there a data set on the time 100? I am fairly certain I know the answer to this, but I did not ask this question this way before. Bard currently does not have any limitations on the number of interactions that you can have in a 3-hour period. And here's Bard's answer. Unfortunately, there isn't an official or widely available data set specifically for the Time 100 list with all the information you mentioned. While Time provides the list and categories on their website, they haven't publicly released a structured data set like you described. And it's saying look at Kaggle or GitHub or scrape yourself. Do a data scraping, which honestly and truly, data scraping or looking for ways to get data sets for data analysis projects for my portfolio is how I wound up working in AI in the first place. Okay, so there's no data set, and Bard is telling me to go back to what I originally thought might be necessary, which is gathering the information from news articles and summaries. I think I would like to do that. So I'm going to open a new window and see if that shows up. Now, this is deep in the vault of nerd stuff. So if you've stuck around this long, we could hang out. We could be friends because we are just nerds together. All right. So what I am going to do is have a look at the Time 100 website. I could do that or I could go to Wikipedia. I'm going to try Wikipedia first. It is that time of year that Wikipedia is going to be asking for donations, so we are about to see that on the website. One of the things that I love to do is research, and one of my favorite jobs, Wikipedia is up here, but since I'm running my mouth about this, one of my favorite jobs was actually working for the Commission on Higher Education and doing policy analysis. I I love doing research. I initially went to college thinking that I was going to become a psychology researcher, so I wanted to be a professor, and life did not quite happen that way, but I will say that I am still a researcher. It's just not in an academic setting. So let's see about this nerd stuff here. Time 100, the annual list of influential people. And I just clicked on the Time 100. What I find, yes, Wikipedia still can't be sold. Thank you for that information, Wikipedia. And as you can see, ChatGPT's response to my question about the Time 100 and Bard's response as well pulled out that it's a listicle, and they both said the same thing. And it's talking about selection criteria and the history. What I really want is the list. And it's talking about people who've made multiple appearances in the Time 100. It went from 5 down. It's talking about controversies, mistakes, the Time 100 Next list, the Time 100 Women of the Year list. Okay. Time 100 Climate. Okay. Where is the list? No. No list? Okay. Time 100. Let's see what happens here. Persons of the century and references. Humph. Okay. That didn't work. So let's do a regular internet search for the Time 100 and see if the Time 100 website that Time runs will give me the list. This is Time 100. This is time.com, collection 100. So where's the one for 2023? Okay. This is from 2022. So I'm going to change the year and see if that will give me a web page. Here it is. And let's see if that will do anything. Looks like Jennifer Coolidge was there. And I want to see the full list. It has artists, innovators, titans, leaders, icons, pioneers. Those are the categories that Time has here. I wonder if they have used them over all of the years. And here's the list. What I want to know, this will take a lot of work. Okay, let's see if I am able to get the list of names. And what I'm going to do is print this page and see if all of the names are going to show up on this printed page. I don't need the pictures. Don't need headers and footers. All the pages. It doesn't really need to be in color, but I guess I can't change that. Okay. How many pages is it showing? Just one. All right, so that won't work. So printing it this way will not work, but this will work. So this looks like the full list of Time 100 for 2023. And we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Control All, Control C. Going to open a new document. If my computer will cooperate. It did. And I'm pasting the names. This is more information than I want. So doing that gave me way more information than I wanted. So that is not the path I want to take. All right. Control All gave me too much. This is the Titans list. I want the whole list. Let's see if I can go back to 2023. I want to see the full list. Okay. Okay. And this is just a page with the full list. Let me look at function 12. What does that show me? So JavaScript. Neil Gaiman is on the list. That's cool. Full bleed, something about a header. This looks a little bit more involved than I want to do right now, but okay, full list content. Okay, I see. Mm-hmm. They're all hyperlinked. Leah Michelle is on the list as well. So I'm back to trying to cut and paste. Let's see if I can do it. No, I don't want to do all of that. I just want to. Copyscape makes it so that this might not be possible because everything is hyperlinked. All right. Okay. Doja Cat is on the list. All right. It's down to Titans. Let's see if it'll give me the innovators list. And I know I could have done each group separately. All right. So I'm going to copy and then I'm going to open WordPad and see if I can paste special. I just want the text. So let's go. WordPad right here. Let's see if it'll let me paste. I want to paste special. I don't need any hyperlinks. I don't need any backlinks of any sort. Just paste special, unformatted text. Okay, it looks like that worked. So save as. What I'm trying to do, and I'm going to save it to my desktop, so I don't really need to keep it. I'm going to see what I can get ChatGPT Plus to do with just this list of the 2023 Time 100 names. Okay. Cat slipping off my lap, so trying to get her more comfortable. All right. So I have the WordPad document. Now I'm going to close this Time 100 2023 web page. And I'm going to go back to ChatGPT to change my screen here, which means I need to change my video. All right. Okay, ChatGPT, can you help me analyze this group? I think I'm just going to put the document. Let's see if it'll let me do that. Hey, we're going to go to desktop and we're going to go to Time 100. No, it's not there. Hold on. Time 100. That's why. It's 2023 Time 100. All right. We have this. Let's see if it will analyze this list for me. All right, thank you. I have attached the list of the names of the 2023 time 100. Can you help me analyze this group? Let's see what it says. Now you notice it took me minutes and minutes of fumbling just to get this list. Let's see if ChatGPT can help analyze any of the names that are on this list. The first question I think I'm going to ask is gender. Let's see if it can do that. It's showing the first few names. I'm not certain why it's doing that. I didn't ask it to do that. To further analyze this group, I could look at common themes. No, let me read what this said again. The extracted list from the 2023 Time 100 file appears to be divided into categories, with the first category. Okay. The list is divided into categories, but I would like you to analyze the entire list of 100 together. Look, Judy Bloom is on the list. My first question is about the gender distribution within the list. That's not my only question, but I want to see if ChatGPT can answer about the entire list, not just the artist section. And I would also like to see if ChatGPT can answer this beginning question. It says error. I cannot. And it says you can do it by yourself. Alternately, I can guide you on how to categorize the names based on common gender associations with given names. Although this method won't account for non-binary or other gender identities, let me know how you would like to proceed. And that was my concern. Let's ask, how many of the people on this list have a book? Okay, let's see if it can answer that. How many of the people on the 2023 Time 100 list have a published book? Yeah, let's try that. It says I can't do that either. Okay, ChatGPT, you are disappointing me. All right. So it does not like this, and perhaps this is too difficult of a question for ChatGPT to answer, but kitty, it was a good test. The fact that this is connected to the internet, that ChatGPT Plus is connected to the internet, does not seem to provide any assistance with more complex data analysis. For instance, if the data set needs to be created, ChatGPT is not going to do that. All of the handwork that needs to be done to generate a data set still needs to be done by hand, as far as I can tell. If there's anybody out there who can generate a data set using an AI tool, that would be a fantastic thing. I would love to know, but it looks a lot like ChatGPT is not the one to do it. I am glad that I tested it out though. And if you stuck around, thank you for coming along with me on the ride, looking at some data analysis stuff, which is way in the crates of nerddom. But I love it. I am a gigantic nerd and I love research. This is like actually my favorite thing. One of my favorite things. I have lots of favorite things, which is nice. But